film begins with Charly Matteï returning to the city after a joyful trip with his young son, Anatoly. As they enter the city, Anatoly excitedly asks to stop and watch a street performer. Charly smiles and tells him to go ahead, saying he will follow after finding a parking spot. But then the unexpected happens. As soon as he steps out of the car, Charly is confronted by a group of masked men who open fire on him. Despite being shot multiple times, Charly miraculously survives. As his consciousness begins to fade, memories from the past flood his mind. He recalls his youth in prison, listening to grim warnings from a mafia boss known as Old Timer. With a deep, heavy voice, Old Timer warned that once someone enters the world of crime, there is no turning back. In the present, Charly is rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Doctors work frantically to save him, carefully removing all 22 bullets lodged in his body. The scene shifts to Tony Zakia, a powerful and cold man who has just received news about Charly's condition. His sharp appearance and calculating demeanor make viewers wonder if he is behind the attempted assassination. Meanwhile, the shooting shocks the public and becomes headline news on national television. Anchors reveal that Charly was once a notorious mafia figure, but had withdrawn from the underworld. This revelation heightens the tension and mystery surrounding the bloody attack. Police Captain Marie Goldman appears next, showing a special interest in the case and deciding to visit the crime scene herself. As Charly lies on the operating table, painful memories continue to resurface. He remembers the moment he learned that Old Timer, the mentor he deeply respected, was killed by a ruthless rival. This loss ignited a burning desire for revenge within Charly. Alongside his two close friends, Tony Zakia and Kareem, he swore to avenge Old Timer's death. They believed Hernandez, a notorious gangster, was responsible. Driven by anger, the young men vowed to remain united like brothers. Determined, they successfully took revenge on Hernandez. This marked the beginning of their dangerous journey into the mafia world. Back in the present, Captain Marie faces pressure from her superiors. They advise her to close the case, arguing that Charly is just a former mafia member and that gangland killings are not the police's concern. But Marie refuses to back down. With unwavering determination, she continues her investigation, hoping to find the killer. She visits Charly in the hospital after his difficult surgery. Despite her attempts to question him, Charly remains silent, creating a heavy and mysterious atmosphere. Marie leaves the room frustrated just as Charly's lawyer, Martin, arrives with two of Charly's close friends, Kareem and Pat. That night, after putting her son to bed, Marie is startled by an unexpected phone call. Old pain resurfaces, and she spends the night quietly drinking, remembering her late husband. Meanwhile, Kareem, filled with anger and loyalty, is determined to seek revenge. Martin advises him to stay calm and wait for Charly to wake from his coma before making any decisions. Before leaving, Kareem instructs Martin to take care of Charly and never leave him alone. At the hospital, a man disguised as medical staff sneaks in and approaches Charly's room. Without hesitation, he draws his gun, pushes the door open, and fires multiple shots. Gunfire echoes through the hospital. A body is found, but it is not Charly. Thanks to her vigilance, Captain Marie had moved Charly to another room before the attack. She immediately tightens security and assigns a team to monitor the hospital, ensuring Charly's safety. While observing, Marie sees Tony Zakia enter the hospital to visit Charly, raising further suspicions. During his visit, Tony breathes a sigh of relief knowing Charly is still alive. Before leaving, he leaves a congratulatory card with a subtle warning. Surveillance cameras capture everything, and police observe from an ambulance outside. Soon after, Kareem and Martin visit Charly and decide to take him out of the hospital. Marie follows them, determined to track their movements. Kareem quickly realizes they are being tailed and speeds up, contacting a friend for backup. When Marie loses them, Kareem drives to an old warehouse where one of Tony's men is tied to a chair, shaking with fear. Charly, calm but cold, reassures him that nothing will happen if he tells the truth. Terrified, the man confesses he was not involved in the shooting, but reveals a shocking truth. Tony Zakia, Charly's former best friend, ordered him to follow and target Charly. Tony wanted Charly dead because he left the criminal world, leaving control of the drug trade to him. He feared Charly might return and challenge his power. The revelation leaves Charly stunned and unable to believe that his closest friend has betrayed him. Kareem urges Charly to kill Tony immediately, but Charly hesitates. Tony was his best friend and a brother-in-arms, making the decision incredibly difficult. Kareem gives up for the moment, and Martin takes Charly home, where his family welcomes him warmly. The reunion brings Charly brief comfort. That night, Kareem returns to his family, but he is suddenly kidnapped by Tony's men. The man who had confessed, the same one tied up earlier, had planned the kidnapping to win Tony's sympathy, but the plan backfired and he was shot dead. Tony's men cut off one of Kareem's fingers and send it to his family as a cruel warning. Charly, preoccupied with daily life, remains unaware until he is informed of Kareem's death. Shock and grief overwhelm him. At the funeral, he stands silently as Kareem's family mourns. Rage builds inside him, and his desire for revenge becomes uncontrollable. Before carrying out his plan, Charly asks Pat to take his family to a safe place. That night, Tony's associates throw a loud party, showing no remorse for the torture and murder committed just hours earlier. But their joy is short-lived. Charly has become an unstoppable force. Unarmed, he gives them one last chance to say goodbye to their loved ones. He kills one man, recognizing him as one of his shooters by the distinctive watch on his wrist. Charly escapes easily as the others tremble in fear. The next day, one of Tony's men visits the graves of the fallen but is killed by Charly before he can light incense. Realizing Charly has started killing, Tony orders his men to search Charly's home and family, but they find nothing. Meanwhile, Charly relaxes peacefully with his loyal cat in a quiet corner of the city. Shortly after, Martin arrives at the house and is shocked by the chaos inside. He warns Charly, unaware that Tony's men have tracked him and discovered the hideout. Soon, they are surrounded. Cold and determined, Charly fights off the attackers, holding them at bay while Martin escapes by boat. One of Tony's men catches up to Martin, cornering him. Charly races to help on his motorcycle, but the men pursue him closely, causing him to crash into a police car. He is arrested and reunited with Captain Marie Goldman. That night, Tony celebrates his daughter's wedding, a stark contrast to his brutal crimes. Unaware, Charly hides nearby and captures one of Tony's men. Before dealing with him, Charly demands all data on Tony's drug transactions, determined to expose every secret. When Tony hears about this, his rage erupts. He leaves the party and rushes to his drug lab, unable to control his anger. Losing patience, Tony ordered his men to capture Charly, dead or alive. The next morning, Pat picked up Charly's children, Anatoly and Eva, from school. Everything seemed normal until a truck suddenly stopped nearby. The men inside grabbed Anatoly and Eva and sped away. By the time Marie arrived, it was already too late. Soon after, the police found Eva and brought her to the station. Covered in injuries, she collapsed and revealed that Anatoly would be killed unless Charly surrendered. When Captain Marie left the station, Charly suddenly appeared and got into her car. He asked her to create a fake news report claiming he had been arrested, hoping Tony would stop searching and release his son. Charly promised to surrender once Anatoly was safe, and Marie agreed. When Tony heard the false news, he flew into a rage and immediately sent a henchman to kill Anatoly. Unbeknownst to him, Charly quietly followed the henchman on his motorcycle to the location where his son was being held. Inside the house, another one of Tony's men was guarding Anatoly. After receiving the order to kill the boy, he panicked and instead hurriedly released him. Outside, Charly became entangled in a barbed wire fence while trying to get in. When the thug dragged Anatoly out and shoved him into a car trunk, Charly broke free, lunged forward, beat the man brutally, and rescued his son. When Charly returned home, he told his wife they no longer needed to hide, as he had eliminated all of Tony's men. The next day, Charly appeared unexpectedly while Tony was relaxing. Charly, still holding on to the memory of their old friendship, was willing to let everything go. But Tony, blinded by greed and lust for power, was determined to eliminate Charly once and for all. Tony overpowered Charly, pinning him to the ground and aiming a gun at his face. But the moment he lowered his guard, Charly quickly turned the tables. The police arrived just in time and arrested Tony for running a drug operation. It was revealed that Charly had been secretly helping Captain Marie gather evidence to bring Tony down. When questioned, Charly was released, as there was no evidence linking him to any drug-related activities. The police had no choice but to let him go. After leaving the station, Charly was picked up by Martin, who asked him to go to the parking lot where Charly had been shot. There, Charly realized Martin had been the one who fired at the wall that day. Feeling betrayed, Charly aimed his gun at him, but Martin quickly explained. Tony had ordered him to kill someone, without specifying who. When Martin discovered the target was Charly, he couldn't follow through. In fact, Charly had shot the wall as a gesture of gratitude toward Martin for sparing his life. The final scene shows Charly and his family enjoying a peaceful day at the beach, walking happily under the golden sunset. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next video.